Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. Bigger expenses involved with that. 13.55 and boom. So we're getting about 5 grand an hour, aren't we? So, I mean, well, just under 5 grand an hour, something like that. So the cost of the machines that we're leasing, I'm hoping, will not offset the other costs. And we got a big repair work on there, a big bit of repair on there, and a big bit of repair on there for all of €8. So this is not a huge amount on that one. And we'll get you put away into the shed. And there we go. Need to run that back down to 1x speed. So we're on 11,400. Before I keep messing around with this one, let's go to you. And we need to get some fertilizer spread. So as usual, I will just do it manually on this field right here, just because it's quicker and easier. And then we can get the hired help working on the other fields as we go and spread fertilizer on all of those. And that's 1 layer of fertilizer that I need to put on each of the fields. And then everything is done until we're ready to start our harvest. We've got our machines right there. They're ready to roll. We've got the truck down the bottom. The only thing that we're going to have is the truck down the bottom has got to be able to keep up with both of these potato harvesters. He should be able to do it, but there is always the possibility that he may struggle with it. So we just have to sort of keep that in mind. And I don't really foresee much in the way of problems with him being able to do what we want him to do, but you never know. There could always be some issues. And also selling the potatoes, right? We had 640, or like almost $650 per 1,000 liters for the potatoes that we went and sold, but we're not necessarily going to get a price like that for the rest of them. Right now, the best price available for potato, we have got 530 there on the transport company, so that's still coming up. It corrected a bit for what we went and sold, so there is the possibility that we could hit 600 plus. I mean, as long as I don't like the idea of having to sell it below 400. That kind of it feels wrong. Having to sell it at below 400, considering the amount of money that we can potentially get, it definitely feels wrong. And if we had a decent bit of root crop storage, we would make, we would store it and we would wait until we were plus 600. That being said, at the moment, we don't have that luxury. We don't have the option available to us to be picky about the price. We've just got to take the best one available. So long, I mean, I'm just hoping for something north of 400. If we're really lucky, we'll get something north of 500, and I'll be really happy with that. If we get more than that, that's just a massive bonus. But right now, I'm kind of thinking anything north of 400 is going to be good, and we'll be happy with it. And yeah, we'll take it. If we can get more than 5, even better. That's just fantastic. And yeah, we can keep our fingers crossed for that. But a plus 600, I can't really see that happening, because it doesn't seem to come up very often. Although, I mean, to be honest, I haven't really seen south of 400 at all. I mean, you do with the sugar beet, but you get more sugar beet than you do potatoes when you're doing the harvest. Well, at least I think you do, don't you? I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure at all. It doesn't really matter, does it? Right, let's take you, and we'll get... Actually, before I put that cultivator away, let's grab the plow and put that one away, and then we will get the cultivator and we will do that one. So I want to just run over here and repair that plow, and then stick it away in the shed, so that one's ready for our next field that we go and buy. I mean, ideally, if we've got a bigger tractor by that point, we could do something different. So it's 600 on there, 9 on that one, and a little repair on there for 16, and everything is tickety-boo and wonderful. Go and take this helper. J has completed their task. Let's quickly switch over to J then, and jump into the next field. So that's 2, well, the little tiny bit plus the biggest field we've got done. This one here is technically 2 fields, but I tell you what, I will leave that up to you, the viewers. Do we class the 15 and 16 here as 2 fields? Because remember, we're buying 1 solar panel for every field that we own. So are we going to class field 15 and 16 as 2 separate fields? I mean, yeah, I know technically they are 2 separate fields, but for the purposes of this gameplay, is that what we're going to do? Are we going to say they are 2 fields, or are we going to say, well, no, actually, we'll only class them as 1 field because, well, 1, we didn't actually have to go and buy them. We already had these 2 fields, so we didn't need to make a purchase. And they're really, really small, so it doesn't really count. It's kind of like it seems a little bit unfair. So tell me if you think we should count this as 2 fields. I'm happy either way. If we count it as 1, then we've got 4 fields at the moment. We're at the 4 field stage because we're not counting the little patch over there either. Which means that we need to buy another field before we're sort of level on our solar panel situation, and then it'll be another one after that before we're actually allowed to go and buy any more solar panels on top of what we've already got. So I will stick to it. I will stick to that little rule of 1 per field. The only thing I want to know right now is, do I count that one right there that the Stara is working in? The Stayer, sorry, not the Stara. Do I count it as 1 field or 2 fields? Because, I mean, yeah, I know it started out as 2 fields, but it could be argued that they were such pitifully small fields that really we can't count them as 2 fields. And I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I think that particular vote could go either way. So I will, like, look at the comments and I will see what you decide. So that one's done in there. I'm going to put this one away. I'll just leave that one on the cultivator, the same as the other one. That tractor is just about finished down there, so let's go to you. And we will drive up this way, up to the top field. And I'm not going to bother doing like any lines along the edges, although I do sometimes get a little bit left behind from the trees when I do that. Alright, as I'm on this end, I can just leave a bit, and then I don't need to worry about it. Because this field here doesn't quite do in 2 passes. Doesn't quite allow 2 passes. You've got to do 3 passes on this field, which is a little bit annoying, but that's just the way it is. So I'll bring you in over here like this, and I will start you, and then help at ease. You haven't completed anything at all. Bring you over there, and we'll try that again, shall we? There, right. I'll run you along there, and what I'll do is, rather than trying to get it right out into the middle of the field, because it just doesn't quite do it with the 3, I'm going to bring it to that point, and then this one here, I'm just going to like put it close to the edge of the field over here, like this, and you'll do a full pass down the middle, and then you'll do the other bit going up the other side as well, without any problem. So you will run here like this. Now that one over there, I might be able to do that in just 2 passes. We'll find out in a bit. Before I do that, this one, get this one put away in the shed. I've done most of what I want to do. The combines are put away. These are now put away. We've got the fertilizer is mostly done. All planting is done. The new field has been plowed, marked out. That's all finished up there. We've done a little bit of potato harvest. The only thing I've got left to do is to go and bring the... What are you doing? Oh, you're coming over here. Yeah, that looks like potato stubble still in the field. I don't know why that's going as potato stubble still in the field, because I did plough it. I did cultivate it. I don't know what's going on with that bit. Anyway, he's all done. There's no concerns on there. Yeah, this one, there's a tiny, tiny strip, isn't there? Although, actually, is there? Can I get this in 2 passes? I don't know. Curious now. No, I don't think I can. I think this one is the one that you get left. A tiny little bit. The one down the bottom you definitely can. And I reckon that one over there we will get in 2 passes. I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's just this one. So if I turn the hired help off a second. And then I'll bring this one over here like this. Start. And then go up through there like that. I'll move it out a little bit. Basically, I can just keep going in the line that I am right now. So let me just stop that a minute. I'm going to bring you over another tractor's width. Actually, like 2 tractors' widths, like that. And then I'm going to see if... Is that reaching the edge? That is just... Yes, it is. It's just getting to the edge. It's not like a long way over, but it is doing it. And all the way up to there like that. So I'm just going to stop there. And then I'm going to press H again. And now is going to engage on the new field. It is far enough over on there. And should be far enough over on that side as well. I mean, we see how much of an overlap it is. It's very, like, I'm borderline, right on that very edge. It's a job to see it. It is a bit of a job to see it, but I am covering it. I know I'm covering it right here. Actually, I'm not. If you look, you can see it's the faintest little line, the very, very outside edge down there. But yeah, it's not enough that we actually need to worry about. I don't think. I don't think that's enough to worry about. Now you should turn left here. If you don't, I'm going to be very disappointed. Now the way he's lined up just there is about spot on perfect for what we want, and he's got a nice bit of overlap on this side here, which means next time we don't have to sort of cut it, you know, quite so fine running down the edge of the field, and we will be able to do this one in 2 passes. So we can definitely do this one here, and we can do the one over there in 2 passes. But if you look at where that fertilizer is coming out, it's not quite enough. That one over there doesn't, it won't quite do 2 passes. It's this bit right here. What's this all about? Why have we got different texture on the ground on there? To me, that makes no sense, because I cultivated that. That was ploughed and cultivated and everything. Like, we did everything that we were supposed to do on it. I just don't get it. But anyway, I don't need to worry about it right now. What we do want to do is we can start speeding that one up, and we'll bring this tractor. This one can come back down and be parked into the shed. It doesn't need to do anything else other than that. Just get into the shed. That's cost us another 5,000 euros, but as soon as we hit 4 o'clock, then that 5,000 will be cancelled. So we should be back into positive money by morning. It's unlikely that we're going to be in a position to start the potato harvest tomorrow, which means that we're going to be starting the potato harvest the following day. You're going to stop right there, and I'm going to go to this one, and I've got to drive this back up to the top. And I'm going to go back the way I came, I think. I like that scenic route. Round we go like this. Just ignore the trailer trying to tip over. I love that sound. I absolutely love and adore that sound. 5 o'clock right now, so we're on minus 6,000 euros. When we get to 6 o'clock, that's going to be minus 1,000 and something. I can't remember exactly how much we're getting at the moment. We're getting a reasonable amount of money. I know that much. I'm just not quite sure how much it is. So we go up over there. Carry on up the hill like this, and boom, there. So it's not quite 5 grand that we get. We're on now minus 1,994. So 1 more hour. 7 o'clock. Look at this. We're doing, well, we're slowing down here. I mean, this is empty. I don't know what it's going to be like when this one's full. And we're trying to go up a steep hill. But he's still got a fair bit of pull on him. And yeah, so speed-wise, we shouldn't have any problem. It doesn't matter where the potatoes are going to be harvested. We shouldn't have any problem actually getting to those sell points and making some money. And we are back into positive monies already, even before the end of the day. It's starting to get a bit dark here. So let's have some lights there. Almost back to the yard now anyway. I'll slow down the constant tick of time once we get to 8 o'clock. There, so we're now on 6,000 euros. Oop. There we go. Right, nearly. I don't want to go too fast. I don't want to, like, tip the thing over or anything ridiculous like that. I love the sound on it. And I love the way that it's actually changing gears. As we start to accelerate it, like you hear it changing gears and everything, and that's a little detail that I particularly love about this vehicle here. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now we'll bring you on down. We'll go right into the main yard, right the way down into the yard, and that's where we'll stop. So this one here is, we're just going to be using this one in the fields, running alongside the potato harvesters. We will look for alternatives for like an overloader or something like that in the future, but we won't be doing that right now. So I want to go up to here like this, and then I can run around and go to sleep. There, get a bit of shut-eye. We will go for maximum amount of sleep that we can have, and our money, look at it going up. But there, we had a little, we got the vehicle leasing costs and so on, so that does give us a little bit of expenses that we've got to take into account. Now we can go up to a full 120 times speed, and there's not a lot to do today, apart from stand around and watch the crops grow. Very occasionally, when you live on a farm, you do get that. And the crops are growing pretty quickly. Growth, remove tops. Wait, they're ready already? It's only 10 o'clock in the morning. We're ready already, it says. Fruit types. We're ready for harvest. We're ready to go. Look at that. Okay, I wasn't actually expecting that. Potatoes. We have got 565 at the port, and we've got 560 at the transport company, and those prices are on their way down. So I could either go and do this right now, or I could wait one more day and see how the prices are there. Now, 565, that is a pretty good price. I know that it is dropping a little bit here from the transport company, but I mean, I got the port down there at 565, which is a pretty decent rate. So I'm kind of thinking that I would just go with that and not bother with any more. I've got a rear hitch on this one. It does take 250,000. So what we could do is we could go here into the trailers like this. And I have got over axle tipper. It's not that one. Chassis end tipper, no. We've got the A trailer right there, takes 140,000, and then 260 on the back, because it's 400,000. So we've basically got like the combined two of them. Over axle, chassis end tipper. So we've got the chassis end tipper right here, and we got the end tipper. End tipper A trailer. I guess that one would go with it. Chassis end tipper. That's the one that I got. So this one here, if I take the graphics, that's the same graphics on there. Whereas if I was to go with that one, the graphics, that's the other one. Trashing tractors and trees always. What's the other trashing tractors? Design, graphics. It's not that one. No. It's back to this one over here. Graphics, there. Trashing tractors and trees always. And that's got the extra picture of the tractor on there. But what I'm seriously considering doing is maybe have that one. Chassis end tipper over axle tipper. So if I was to like, if I had one of these right here, so I've got that one's a 260,000 litre one, and then put a dolly on that one. So rather than have the A trailer configuration, have a dolly on it and have two trailers like in succession. I don't know if that would be better or worse. I mean, I have a look at my truck here, I'm able to shunt dollies with this one. I've got the pin on the back. I am able to go and do that. We'll see. We'll see. We won't commit to doing that just yet. So we're going to jump into this one because, you know, we've already used this one a little bit. I don't know why that would make any difference to anything whatsoever, but yeah. And we're going to start on this little tiny field right here. Now, I'm thinking I would like to see what the AI can do with this, like that. So I'm going to bring this one in, and I'm going to allow the AI to start, but I don't have much hope that the AI is going to be able to cope with this field. I really don't. He's going to go in there, and I think the AI is going to genuinely struggle with this little field right here. So we get this one, yeah, I mean, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and I think that we've got a reasonable price that we can get from our crops that we've seen there. So he comes back like this, and he does this kind of, like the way that he does the turn in here. I'm wondering if we should be doing a different turn technique. Yeah, see, he doesn't like that. He's just going to struggle with that. So maybe I should be trying a different turn technique, or maybe I shouldn't be trying to use that hired help at all. So I've got their straight reverse, and you got the O-shaped turn. I mean, there's literally those two options. The O-shaped turn he's not going to be able to do. There's not enough room to do it on the field that we've got right here. So I'm thinking we turn that one off, and we will use standard hired help when we come to do it. But I'm not actually going to come to do it at the moment. I'm going to manually do the edge of this field. And this is where this little tiny field is starting to sort of show us that it is a bit more of a problem. Especially, it's going to be down in that corner down there. I don't think I'm going to actually be able to harvest the potatoes properly down in that corner. I'll be able to harvest most of it going up to the corner. But when I lower down, the bit out the front just removes the tops. And then the potatoes are harvested by the part of the machine that's further back. And that isn't going to reach the potatoes. Like, we got the tops over here. It's not going to reach. Oh, yes, it will. Just. You know what? We're going to have to go kind of out like this. And we're going to have to bring it back in again. And we're going to go like this. Try and get a bit more of it. And I definitely can't reach everything there. And then... oh. Ah, right. I can lift that one up out of the way. That's good. That is a good thing. We're going to be glad of that. So I'm going to back up this way a little bit. And I'm going to come out of here completely. And then I'm going to go over that way. And we're going to have another go in from there. I mean, I could just drive over the crop, but I kind of want to do it properly on this one. Just to start with, anyway. We'll drive over crops later. We're always driving over crops, so we're going to do that later. I don't like the way that you've just now plonked yourself downwards again, though. I don't like the way you did that when I lowered the thing down. That kind of like... yeah, that went against what we were trying to achieve here. I want you to stay up like that. And now, if I... yeah, see, he resets it every time, which is not good. So, we'll just have to kind of keep that in mind. And you come up to... there. Right, that's as close as I can get to it. So I'm going to bring you back up again. I have to do another pass over here. But this time it's sort of got to be half a pass, because I've got a bit that's not quite able to have been caught up. So this time I'm going to lift you right up like that, and then I'm going to start you driving. And now I'm going to take like half of the line so that I can go and get the potatoes that we left behind over here. And I'm not going to be able to get them anyway. Well, I've gotten some of them. I've now got to go forward a bit. Actually, I have picked up all of the potatoes that we left behind there. Now I can come in this way like this, and then we go all the way up to that bit, and I've picked up every single potato that I've put down there. This time I've got to make, like, I'm going to have to drive on these, otherwise I just got to go out and right round the sheds or something like that, which I don't want to do. I'll bring you over to here like this, and we'll bring you on this side, and I'll lower you down, and then I'll move that one back up out of the way again. And then we go in from this angle, and that will allow me to run right the way alongside the wall and also pick up all of the potatoes right over into this corner, at least as much as we possibly can. And I think I have actually managed to pick up every single potato. So we're making some progress. We are actually doing some stuff here that we want to do. I'm going to back up here again. And this is why we don't want this little tiny field. Because when we start to really have lots of big machinery everywhere and we got lots of land, the amount of time that it's going to take us to get the small quantity of potatoes here is, quite frankly, just not worth it. It's not worth the bother. Time versus money kind of equations that we can run on this is simply not going to pay off. Right? It is not worth that effort, that money that we would have to fork. We essentially, with the size and scale of our farm, by spending the time that we would need to go and do this field, it's essentially going to cost us money to harvest this. That's how not worth it is. I mean, I've seen this on farms. Like, here where I live, if you've got a 1 acre field, you farm your 1 acre field, right? You get what you can out of your 1 acre field, and you do that along with your other fields. But I have gone and worked on estates in other parts of the country, and a 1 acre field, because of the size of the machinery that they have and the size of the estate that they run, a 1 acre field is not worth doing. By the time you get the machinery into the field, you get it unfolded and you get stuff in, and then you maneuver around this tiny little field, tiny compared to the machinery that you're using, it's not worth it. It ends up actually costing you money to try and do it because you spend so much time sort of fiddling around with the field. So, and that's what we got here essentially, is we kind of reach a point where it's not profitable to go and do it. You spend so much time maneuvering your large machinery around it, all it does is cost you money. And it's kind of like, I always think that's like a little bit sad, really, because you've got a whole acre of land, which you go back, you know, a good few hundred years, a whole acre of land was enough to feed an entire family, and, well, it still is enough to feed an entire family. It's just that an acre of land, if you had an acre of land, you were doing pretty well for yourself, right? You thought of yourself as quite well off, and if you had your own acre of land, I mean, even now, if you have an acre of land and you farm it on a small scale, you have enough to feed your family a large chunk of the food that you need, right? It does depend on how you manage it and so on, but you can go a long way towards self-sufficiency on to a family of 4 with a single acre of land, just through farming it and having a big garden and so on and so forth. So if you've got, like, I've seen a 5 acre field on one estate that I worked on. They had a 5 acre field off to one side, and they never bothered with it. It was always just left permanently. They didn't do anything with it because it wasn't worth it. It was not worth going into a 5 acre field, because by the time you got the machinery in there and you got your machinery unfolded and so on, it just didn't pay for itself. It was absolutely... Well, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. And for those of you wondering, the paid promotion notification that came up at the beginning of the video is because in the description down below you will find a link to Fanatical. I have an affiliation with them. If you use that link, I will earn a small commission on anything that you choose to purchase. But that is all we have got time for, so if you have enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.